this so the guys that aren't here can't get this.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Camera's off.
Set for 3 AM?
No, I didn't. I think I gave up on the 12th, after the 12th.
For Anthony,
Philly should never traded him. I don't care, he gave up a homer to Babe Ruth.
he got on base 9 times. 9 times.
They gonna walk him every time he's up the rest of the series?
Sounds like
Might
it.
have to.
Should. Might. Hey, Vic, how do
They
you
should
handle?
hit him, they should hit him, not walk him.
That's a defensive coordinator right there.
Hit him in the arm and then he can't pitch.
That's right, his right arm is the lead arm, that's for a left-hander.
It's a good problem to have. They say Nakobe Jihad. Jihad was playing well. Nakobe's back. The word problems in that. How do you look at that position right now?
Yeah, part of what happened last week too was, we were down to 3 OLBs. And so, we got Jihad, he's been playing OLB and base, but then we wanted to teach him the nickel stuff too, in case we needed him there. So his week last week was choppy from a mental standpoint, in that learning a new position and learning new assignments that he hadn't been exposed to before because of our lack of guys at that position. So that played a part in him not playing as much. But overall, it's a good problem.
At corner, how did you feel Keeley played on Sunday? And I guess what's the plan moving forward once you get everybody back?
Yeah, he did play better. The plan moving forward, we got to see what JB looks like here in practice. What Adoree looks like coming off of his injury, and figure it out.
Do you like what you have with everyone healthy?
Yeah, we find a way to get it done.
Getting back to Jihad, what kind of,
What's that?
getting back to Jihad, you said he was doing some nickel?
Nickel end.
Okay, and what made you decide to see if he can handle that?
We were down bodies.
It was a different story with Jackson Dart this time around, but what was the key?
Well, he still gave us a lot of problems. He did only scramble, I think, for positive yards twice, but as you saw, he extended a lot of plays and caused problems that way. He's tough, but I think we did a little better job rushing overall. But I wouldn't say our rush, even though we did have 5 sacks, I think our rush could have been better.
Your run numbers have been better the last 2 games. Nakobe being in there, a correlation.
Maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't go too far on that.
What has it been then?
What's that?
What do you think's been the difference as far as run defense?
Minnesota didn't really try and run it a whole lot. We just played a little better. Run defense is an 11-man operation, including corners, and I think we just played a little bit better.
Is your opinion or outlook of the edge rusher core right now different than it was 2 weeks ago, the day Zadarius retired, with Brandon coming back, with J-Lex kind of emerging and Nolan on his way?
Yeah, BG's working his way back into football shape, playing shape. Hopefully we get Nolan back here soon. So that's 2 guys that we haven't had since whenever Nolan went out. So, yeah, it's looking to be better. And, we're working Jihad there some. And J-Lex has played good all year, I think. Obviously, he's had his plays he'd like to have back. But he's a young guy who's progressing. So, we're in good shape there.
Is this the makeup of the room right now capable of doing what you want it to do the rest of the year?
It has to be.
Your interior linemen have 8 sacks. 3 different guys had a sack Sunday. What do you like about that group as far as getting to the quarterback?
Yeah, I think they're overall doing a good job. I think we can be even better. Maybe get some of those pressures and ultimately sacks, which everybody likes. To me, it's just, are you affecting the quarterback or not? quicker in the down. Kind of like Jalen did on the Jalex's interception in Minnesota.
I don't know how much you started preparing for Green Bay, but obviously you faced them twice last year. What kind of problems do they pose offensively?
They're really good on offense. They're really balanced. They run it well. They got one of the best backs in the league. They have a good scheme that they're committed to, and they do well. The LaFleur's the offensive coordinator. He calls it. He has good command of his offense. Quarterback has good command of it now. It's the only system he's ever been in. And you could see it. They do a lot of motion, a lot of movement. Good tight ends, good receivers, good back, obviously. They're a tough matchup.
Is there a benefit to having played the Rams already and having them running a similar offense?
Maybe, but not as much as you're trying to paint.
You spoke last year about a misconception about you playing younger players. And in Jalen Hunt's case, you got him on the field earlier than I think a lot of people expected. And now he has this prominent role this year. Was there something off the field that you saw, whether it was in the draft process, when you first had exposure to him, to make you think he could handle this, even though he didn't have that type of background at the position?
Yeah, we liked him in the draft, obviously. We took him in the third round, I believe. But we did like him in the draft and did like his potential. In spite of his lack of background, what we saw that in the draft process is proven to be true. And he's just going to get better and better the more he plays.
How have you assessed Reed Blankenship's play so far this season?
It's been good. He's been kind of a rock back there. He's got a rookie safety next to him. His importance to the defense is more than just what you see from the playing part of it. He's the signal caller back there and keeps everybody calm.
The timing of the bye week relative to the trade deadline, is that advantageous for you in the fact that maybe you get to watch more tape of prospective trade prospects?
No.
What is your role in that with Howie when it comes to
Minuscule.
Vic, one more on Keely. I know you like Keely and you've spoken highly of him, and the inconsistency, like how do you get through that? Because he obviously has ability, he can run, he's got size. How do you get that to be consistent?
He just needs to play, and practice, and become a more instinctual football player and understand what's happening quicker, faster, and not be surprised by things.
Has Uchi exceeded your expectations at all?
I wouldn't say that. I would say neutral.
When you look at the defense overall, how would you assess the way, you guys have played through the first 8 games? Is it kind of like, did you kind of see it at the beginning of the year as like a work in progress, something that would take time to kind of develop?
Kind of. Outside the first Giants game, where we didn't play well at all, I think we've given ourselves a chance to win in every game. And 6 of those 8 we did. So 75%, we were good. I think people, and we all do, get hung up in league stats and stuff, but you really just need to be the best defense on the field you're on and not worry about what 30 other teams are doing.
Cooper DeJean's obviously a pretty unique player in terms of where he plays and how you utilize him. What you saw in the evaluation process versus what you see now, does he remind you of someone now that you've had him in terms of where he plays and how you?
No, he's, we got very lucky that he lasted till the middle of the second round. And I think the reason he did, because he only played corner in college, at least his last year. And I don't think everybody was sure, was he a first-round corner, second-round corner, third-round corner? I don't think the league as a whole had a feel for his versatility because he didn't play it in college. And you know, he's really a damn good nickel, probably one of the best nickels in the league. And we're playing him at corner in the base. He could play safety if we needed him to. He's a defensive back, but really he's just a good football player.
Vic, how did Brandon look to you in practice in his first week back?
He did okay. He did okay. I thought he did better than I thought he would, you know, just from the looks of it. So I'm thinking here eventually he'll be able to contribute to us.
If I can follow up on Cooper, if he has the skill set to be one of the top two corners, what makes you want to keep him in the slot? Is it because he's so exceptional in that role? Did you consider having him full-time on the outside?
We considered it, yeah, but, you know, when you have one of the better players at a certain position, and it's an important position where you get involved more, you hate to take a really good player at one position to maybe not be as good a player or impactful of a player at another position. But it's definitely something that we've talked about.
Is the school of thought that it's easier to find a slot than an outside corner? Is that incorrect?
That might be correct, but we haven't solved that here yet.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.